So hello and welcome to this episode of Adventure Bike Pilot. Now I'm here in the beautiful historical town of Hollywood. Just out for a bit of a spin to blow the cobwebs off now that they've eased an awful lot more of the restrictions. The county level restrictions have been lifted, so now we can travel from county to county, and luckily enough it's a beautiful day. But anyway, yeah, so Hollywood, it's a beautiful historical little village, and I have some aerial footage of the Hollywood sign that's just above the town on the side of the hill. And the story is that Hollywood in the US, in LA, is named after this Hollywood here, because obviously much of the US was settled by Irish people and English people and Dutch, by basically Europeans, and they named an awful lot of their settlements after their original homes. And so Hollywood apparently was named after Hollywood here in Wicklow in Ireland. How true that is, I have no idea, but look, it's an interesting story to tell about the place. It is a beautiful village. But I'm going to crack on a bit down further here, and we're going to turn in and go up over some beautiful scenery here. I've always planned to do a bigger video about the actual routes and stuff up here, like the Braveheart Drive, Excalibur Drive, Michael Collins Drive, Military Road. There's some epic drives up here, and history, and you know, Glendalough, the monastery, and it's literally the garden of Ireland. It's stunning. And this is the playground. This is where I've been trying to get back to since all of these lockdowns, so it's nice to get back up here. It's been a long time coming. I've missed them. I've no plan to do. I'm not going to delve into that stuff at all today. All I'm doing is blowing the cobwebs off now that the lockdown is lifted. Get out here and just get a spin in up here, you know, on the bike. So let's go and see what we can see. I will go over this stuff in much more depth in future videos, but for now I'm just out to enjoy it and ride it and blow the cobwebs off and have a nice day. So let's see what we see. So we're just up from the little village of Donard. It doesn't take long out of the village and you're straight up into this. Oh my god, how have I missed you guys? Have I missed you guys? Mountains, Gandalf. Mountains. Wow. The Wicklow Mountains, folks. Months it has been since I've been up here, and we're only at the edge of it. Only at the edge of it. Haven't even got to the really good stuff yet, like these pockets of gravel right here. Now this bend, years ago I was coming past this bend and there was an old guy who had tried to climb over the fence there, and his trousers got caught up in all of the barbed wire, and I don't know how long he was there for, but his whole body was shaking. The barbed wire had cut the legs off him. Luckily I had a knife with me in the toolbox, and I had to cut his trousers away from him, to be honest with you, just to get him untangled from the barbed wire. Oh my god, he was in a heap. Terrifying. God knows how long he was there. And he was an old codger too, you know, like well into his 70s. Terrifying. But anyway, I'll save some video and battery for when we get up into the really good stuff. We're still just at the foothills here. Stunning. Stunning, stunning, stunning. I'm just thinking, I think this might be, although I have the memory of a goldfish, this might be the first time I've had this bike up here in the Wicklow Mountains. Can't be. I just can't remember when I was up here. Obviously it's been so long. But yeah, it could very well be. I'm open to correcting myself on that, but I just can't think now if I was up here before on this bike. All the hill walkers' cars just parked in here. It's obviously a lot of people doing the old trails up here. Beautiful place for trails, absolutely beautiful. I think there's a nice view up here when we clear these trees back into the mountain interior. Might get a nice bit of a view here. Wow, it's very busy with the hill walking today. Yeah, so we're going to head deeper into these hills here now. So that's the playground for the next couple of hours. view always gets me. Absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. Right, this road goes right down into this valley. We go down to, it brings us into Glendalough. Bring you up to a lovely spot that I often go hiking. But it's an absolutely stunning beauty spot. We're coming down here by another hill walk. I believe it's called Shea Elliott. I think it's named after a cyclist. I'm not 100% sure. But look at that for a view. You know what I mean? There's a million and one things I could be doing today. But this is the thing that I'd love to be doing, or I am doing, that I'd rather do, is be out here on the motorbike, up in these mountains. There's just no better feeling. We're just coming down into Glendalough, and if you've never been here before, there's a beautiful pub stroke B&B here called the Glendalough Lodge, and they do nice food, really nice food. Actually, I was here a few years ago, and guess who was sitting there, because I believe he has a house nearby. It was Daniel Day-Lewis, and the movie actor, obviously. And what was he wearing? Only a motorbike t-shirt. Want to know what brand? KTM. So I sat there and I gave him the Evos. Oh, wearing the enemy's t-shirt. Now, this junction here, this little cross junction here, I'm going to take a left. There's the Glendalough Lodge there, see, with all the little picnic benches outside. So I'm going to take this left on this very steep turn. Nearly crash into your man. And we go down this road. This brings you down to a beautiful, through a beautiful valley. Absolutely stunning. Now it's a dead end. And I was coming up here for years, and I always just drove past it because it had the dead end sign on it. But it's actually one of the nicest roads in the entire Wicklow Mountains. When we look at the forest going up the side of the mountains here, I think the largest mountain in Leinster, or well, maybe not Leinster, but in Wicklow, is in here. It's called Glendalough. But even if you weren't up for that much of a trek, there's a car park at the end of this road, and then you just follow the fire road or the fire trail up, and it brings you up into the top of the hills here, and it's a breathtaking walk, absolutely breathtaking. It takes about, I don't know, 2.5 hours maybe for a heifer like me, up and down, but it's a beautiful walk. The other thing is there's a beautiful waterfall here to my left. We'll pass it now in a second, and I believe that has one of the paths up to Glendalough itself. It's a zigzag little trail that goes up the side of the waterfall. There's a river that's running through the base of the valley here. There's a hostel, an Anoiga hostel, in the valley as well, if you're a hostler. but it's just it's a stunning place to go. Now there is a little river that goes over the road down here. You can drive over it now, and you can drive another mile or so up the track, but most people just park in the ordinary car park, because quite often, depending on the height of the water in the river, sometimes it doesn't cross the road and sometimes it does. And the problem is that when it is crossing the road, you can't see the rocks. Now there's a little waterfall. It's very tame today because there hasn't been much rain. The good weather, but it's still, I'll see if I can just, I think there's a spot here I can pull in to try and get a look at it. Here she is. So there's a trail, see the zigzaggy trail over there to the right of it. You can zigzag up that trail. I think it starts at the back of that little cottage there with the red roof, and climb right up to the top of that, and then you can make your way down the whole length of the top of it. And I think that little cottage there, that little white cottage with the red tin roof, is available to rent, if memory serves me correctly. I've often seen signs up for it. But you can see just from the cars here, it's a popular spot. We haven't even got down to the car park yet. Now this road goes for about, I don't know, I suppose about 2 miles, maybe 3, until you get to the little car park at the end. And then you cross the river and then follow the trail up and up and up and up. But yeah, so it's like I said, I've passed. Oh yeah, there's a motorbike trail here now as well. Look, see the thing. I think there's already a couple of bikes here. Look, this young fella, look. That's a girl. Jesus, it's a girl. Jesus, fair play. So they bring their trial bikes and they go up and down the mounds. That's something I would have and should have done when I was a kid. It would have made you a much better rider now. But when I was a kid, somebody buying a motorbike was unheard of. Absolutely unheard of. Lucky to get me push bike. Yeah, so we're at the back. This mountain, when we get to the crook of this valley, where we can't go any further, this is at the back, from what I understand, it's at the back of Glendalough. And anyone who's not from Ireland, Glendalough is an old historical monastery site in just, it's one of the most beautiful spots of the whole country. It's absolutely stunning. And we're at the back of it here. See, the valley now is getting deeper and deeper. And again, I'll go over this section again. As I said, I'm going to do a much deeper dive into this whole mountain tracks, but this will be part of that, because this is linked to a couple of guys called Dwyer and McAllister, who are also linked to the military road that we're going to go over. And there's a huge history about those guys, and why some of these roads are here. We're just coming into this little car park here now. Gee, it is packed. I haven't seen it this packed in a long while. But yeah, see what I mean? So this is the river, and quite often you'll find it overflows over this road. So if you're ever here, don't be afraid to drive through it if the water is there. I've done it a few times, it's a bit of crack. But anyway, this road continues on up until it turns into basically a pedestrianised track. There is a fire road. I'm pretty sure you could probably drive up, but I'll do it one day, or at least I'll try it. I can't remember if there's any barriers or anything on it, but I'd love to, because I've seen cars up there, so I'd like to try and drive the bike right up to the top. I'll do that someday, not today though. I'm gonna stop here and have my bar. There's an old sawmill over there. I think it goes back to 1912 or so. Anyway, I'll have a look. Right, so I had a little bit of a snack, and I got the drone up. Hopefully that footage came out. If it did, roll it there, Colette. Yeah, so hopefully that footage was nice. So we'll continue on. We'll just go up a bit further and do a U-turn here. My kitty boots here. Oh, I put on the enduro mode, and I didn't realise how bouncy it gets. Woohoo! I almost prefer the ordinary, the dynamic. Oh jeez, that would eject you off the seat nearly. Yeah, so that's Glendalough, that's the valley. As I said, you just take that turn off at the junction beside the Glendalough Lodge. It says it's a dead end, but that's at the end of the dead end there, and then you go hiking. If you ever want to do it, unbelievable. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. Before COVID, we were down here every second or third weekend, you know, doing that hike. It's stunning. So basically head for home now, but we'll take, I think, the military road, which is just a stunning road, and I'll see if I can I already have some footage of the military road, but I'll see if I can get a bit more just of the road itself. So there's the waterfall. This is Glen McNass waterfall. It's very tame today. There hasn't been a lot of rain. It's normally raging. I think I have some aerial footage of this from before, from previous trips, so if I do, I'll stick them in. And there's a great hike. Just at the top of the hill there is a river. If you cross the river and call up the hill there, across the valley there, it's an unbelievable hike. The top of it's like the lunar landscape. And there's a beautiful lake at the top of it in the shape of a heart. It's incredible. nice. It's great to see groups of bikes out again. Long overdue. Now see what I mean, here's the river here to my left. Why don't you park at a bend and open the door? So you can park in this little car park, cross the river, and then at the edge of those trees just climb up that little hill there, and then just keep going up and up and up and up, and you get to this amazing mountain top with a beautiful lake on the top of it. It's unbelievable. But we're going out into the sticks here onto Military Road. And as I said, there's a huge history to this road and the reason why it was built. And it's a stunning road. Narrow and very bumpy, but they're slowly starting to repair bits of it. But it's epic. But I won't go through the full history of it here now, because like I said, I'm going to do a whole series on these mountains and the routes in it and how they got here, the history of them and blah blah blah. So I'm just out for a spin today. I mean, suffice to say, this road was built by the British, basically to capture one or two guys. That were causing problems for the British while they were occupying Ireland. You know, it was you know, a resistance, I suppose. You know, what he used to do was he'd hit the troops, and then they'd hide out up here basically, and they couldn't get him. Very hard to get him. He knew these mountains well, and they eventually started building this road to capture him, so that they could get troops up here. And it obviously took a few years to build this. Just before they finished it, he handed himself in. But anyway, I'll go through all of that in another video. That's for another day. Let's just enjoy it today. Guy won't move over. Right, so I got the drone up there, although it was very windy. Doesn't look it down here, but it's a good 30 or 40 meters up. It was getting blown around the place. Now, what an epic spot. So actually there's a guy down there that the camera's picking him up. He's walking right across the marshes there, which is unusual off the trails. But we're at the back of what's called Fancy Mountain, or Glendalough I think is its real name. And that's the mountain that sits above, it's a beautiful mountain, it sits above the Guinness Lake, or Loch Tay is its real name. But as I said, this road is now going to bring us to what's called the Sally Gap. So it's the junction in the heart of all these mountains. And we are on the homeward stretch now. I couldn't think of a better route to take home than this. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, so this junction here now, this is the Sally Gap. So you can go straight there. There's fantastic views out over Dublin if you go that way. If you go right, that brings you down to the Guinness Lake. And if you take this left, this is going to bring us back towards the beautiful town and the lake of Blessington Lake. But that road over there now, that's an astonishing road, but it takes me miles and miles out of the way. I'd basically have to go all the way into Dublin that way. But this is an equally as impressive route. So that's today's video done. Thanks so much for watching. Finally got out to see the Wicklow Mountains again after a long bloody time. I didn't realise how much I missed being up there until I actually got up there. So it's great to be up the Wicklow Mountains for a bit of a spin. As I said, I'll do a bit more in-depth reviews on some of the trips up there, like the likes of Michael Collins Drive, the Braveheart Drive, Excalibur, so on and so on. Might even stitch them together and just do one big ultimate Wicklow Mountains route or something. I don't know, I'll see. But it's always nice up there, always. Especially on days like today when the weather is so nice. And it's great to see bikes out in groups again. Phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. So anyway, I'll touch base. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're not already on the channel. And I'll talk to you again soon, so stay safe folks. Have fun.